Hey friends, my name is Slade. What's your name? Cool! ASMR. Alright, so we have yet another live action remake in 2019, aka the year of remakes, reboots, and live actioning animated shows, I guess. And surprise, surprise, this time it's not by Disney, so it can't be good, right? So Dora the Explorer, first order of business. Like, is there any fans of Dora the Explorer? I mean, like, sure, I've seen the show a few times, and mostly when I was a kid, I would just wait for the show to end so I could just watch SpongeBob. So I basically watched the last 5 minutes of it, and yes, so I guess I know a little bit, but are there really actually any fans out there? Like, you know, hardcore Dora fans, I guess little kids, but do they still show the show on Nickelodeon? I don't think so. So unless you were a fan of the show back when you were a kid, and then you're an adult now and you're still a fan of Dora, then I guess you were the only sort of community who were excited for this movie. And this is essentially the movie that nobody asked for, but I was about to curse, but since this is a kids movie, so yeah, so it's not by Disney, so you know what, I thought why not give it a shot, and I was kind of surprised by it. Yeah, so basically this is like the C-grade version of Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the one we got a few years back, that movie, which was actually pretty good, but not as good as, you know, the ones way back then starring Angelina Jolie. Those were freaking classics, right? Perfect in all the wrong ways possible. Yeah, so the plot, without getting into it, is pretty much similar to Lara Croft. There's not much to say there. This movie kind of felt like a few different people directed it and, you know, wrote it, because in some scenes the direction felt pretty alright, and then in the other scenes not very good. And in terms of the writing, in some scenes they were funny, like really funny and clever, but in the other scenes not very good. Came off as cringy, forced, and you know, the thing is, it kind of felt like two different people directed the movie as well, because it's like in some scenes the acting was pretty alright, no problems there, but in the other scenes it was like, yeah, let's just do one take, we don't have much time, we don't have much resources, we are not Disney, so let's just take one take. I don't care if your acting is bad, let's just take it, alright, shoot, cut, done. And it kind of felt like, you know, some scenes the actors were doing a pretty good job, and in the others, not so good. Kind of felt very off, inconsistent, and a bit messy. Alright, so Isabella Moner, who played Dora, she was great. She is essentially Dora the Explorer, right? I mean, you could see the animated show and you could watch this and you'll be like, wow, she does a great job, and she is by far the funniest and the best in the movie. So I didn't know this, but Michael Pena is in the movie. He essentially plays like every Latino guy, and I'm not complaining, he's great, I love him, and he kind of felt a bit inconsistent, as I said, with the direction and the writing, but yeah, it was fine. He didn't have a big role to play, and as I said, the anchor of the film is essentially the girl who played Dora. Now, as for the other side characters, they were fine. I think they did what they had to do, nothing special there, and even with Dora, there wasn't much lore. I mean, does Dora have a lore? I don't know, you hardcore Dora fans out there, you're gonna have to educate me, because I don't think she has a lore. She just goes on an adventure every other episode, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, over here she just goes on a mission solved, the end, I guess. Yeah, there's not much to it. You know, I think the story itself, it's very safe, timid, simple, nothing special there. It's, as I said, it's like the C-grade version of Lara Croft. It's like, yes, they have those scenes with the booby traps and stuff like that, but they felt very tame, You know, no suspense, no tension. You knew they were gonna make it to the other side. You knew they're gonna find whatever it is they're looking for, and essentially, you just know the beats of the plot. You know who's gonna be the villain. You know the twist. It's all. It's basically, if you're not a kid, you've pretty much figured out the plot at the very start. Oh yeah, as for the villain, generic, boring, bland. The twist was expected, but yeah, I think the only thing this film has to offer is Isabella's performance as Dora, some of the humor. I think some of the scenes where it kind of felt like they were doing the fish out of water thing, that worked fine. Most of them were funny, but yeah, the other characters, they weren't as great. I think the writing for the other characters weren't as good as for the main character, and I think that's where one of the main issue arises, where not only one character has to carry the movie. You can write in a few other good characters to carry this bland story along, but sadly they didn't do that. As I said, inconsistency, and yeah, I mean, they tried. I guess nobody really asked for this movie, so I don't think they've disappointed anyone, so I'm kind of fine with it. And yeah, as I said, it's a C grade movie, so my grade is going to be a solid C. Alright, so Dora the Explorer. Wait, I actually don't know the full title of the movie, because I just went up to the ticket counter and said 2 tickets for Dora the Explorer, and it's called Dora and the Lost City of Gold. So Dora and the Lost City of Gold, do not go watch it. Don't waste your time on it unless you're a hardcore Dora the Explorer fan. But yeah, definitely not worth your money. It's a harmless, disposable movie if you have nothing better to do this weekend or whatever, or you just want to hang out with friends, have a decent time. I almost said good, but yeah, it's not worth watching. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.